Hello, boys and girls. This is Maps, pages 1 and 2. This is what we went over in class today as a group. So this is just for your reference only if you need to come back and revisit it. So the top of this page, parts of a map. All maps have certain basic parts. Every map has a title that tells what the map is about. Every map will have a compass rose too. The compass rose shows direction. The compass rose helps you match the direction of the piece of paper to the actual direction on the earth. So at the top of the page there, or on the side of the page here, you can see our compass rose. On this compass rose, we have something called cardinal direction, and they are the main 4 parts of a compass: north, south, east, and west. On most maps, the top arrow points to the north and the bottom arrow points to the south. West is on the left side and east, so this is west on the left side, east is on the right side. The points in between the cardinal direction are called intermediate directions. These intermediate directions are northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The objects on a map are shown using colors or symbols. Symbols are pictures on a map that stand for something in the real world. Maps use symbols to show many things in a small space. Symbols make maps easy to read. And here is a box with some different types of symbols in it that you would see on a map. This is called the map key. And the map key shows what symbols on the map mean. The key is usually in a box in the bottom corner of the map. Mountains may be marked with little triangles. A blue line might represent a road or a river. The key shows a small picture of each symbol used on the map along with the meaning of each symbol. On to page 2. To fit a big piece of paper on a map, everything must be drawn smaller than it is in real life or scaled down. We can't fit the whole earth on one piece of paper, right? Even though you see pictures of the earth, it's not to scale, right? Like you can't live on that small map on the piece of the earth. When scaling down a map, every part of the map is scaled by the same amount. The map scale will show how the distance between 2 locations on a map compares to the distance in real life. Most maps use a scale where 1 inch equals a certain number of miles in the real world. For instance, on a map of New York City, the scale might be 1 inch equals 5 miles. In other words, to get from one place to another, that is 1 inch apart on the map. That 1 inch on the map, you would really be going 5 miles. On a world map, 1 inch might equal 500 miles or more. So here on the right-hand side of the page is an example of a small map scale where it says 1 inch equals 5 miles. Map makers use different types of scales. A linear scale, which this is, uses a straight line, and it looks like a number line or a ruler. A word scale just uses words, for example. The scale might say 1 inch equals 500 miles. So you have an example of a linear scale here, and then an example of the word scale. Maps usually have a coordinate grid to help you find places quickly. Coordinate grids, if you remember from math, are those lines that go up and down and side to side and they cross at certain points. These help you find places quickly. The coordinate grid divides the map into spaces. A grid uses lines to make up rows and columns. The rows go from side to side, the columns go from top to bottom. Every place on a map is in just 1 row and 1 column. Geographers use pairs of letters and numbers to quickly identify places. So in the bottom of the map picture here, we have a city index. And if you look, the first city is Cape Town, and its location is G5. So we would go across the top, and we would find the letter G, and we would go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, and here in that box for G5 you see Cape Town. Then we also have a legend here on this map where this symbol here shows a city and this symbol here just shows a point of interest. That's it for this. Thanks.